Some aircraft are so advanced they seem almost otherworldly. Literally, these planes are designed to fly at the very edge of space and reach speeds most others could only dream of. Today, we're diving into the real-life planes that inspired the breathtaking opening scene of Top Gun Maverick, the legendary SR-71 Blackbird, and its highly anticipated successor, the SR-72 Darkstar. Before we get started, if you enjoy content like this and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe to Duty Diaries to stay updated. Before the SR-71 became the world's most advanced and recognizable spy plane in the 1960s, there was another aircraft that laid the groundwork, the Lockheed U-2. This high-altitude reconnaissance plane, which first took to the skies in 1955, was built to gather intelligence on the Soviet Union. However, as Soviet radar and missile technology improved, the U-2 quickly became vulnerable. This was proven in 1960, when pilot Francis Gary Powers was shot down while flying one over Soviet airspace. The U.S. Air Force needed a new aircraft, one that could fly faster and higher while remaining undetectable. Their requirements were ambitious: a cruising speed well beyond Mach 3, an altitude over 80,000 feet, and a low radar signature across multiple frequencies. The aircraft also had to include advanced countermeasures, top-tier communication systems, and at least 2 engines for safety. Developing a plane that could withstand extreme speeds and temperatures was no easy task. Aluminum, a common material in aircraft construction, couldn't handle the heat generated at Mach 3 speeds. Instead, Lockheed engineers turned to titanium and specialized stainless steel alloys to form the plane's outer shell. They also had to develop new heat-resistant plastics, hydraulic fluids, greases, electrical wiring, and even landing gear that wouldn't overheat. Cooling the cockpit presented another challenge. Unlike experimental aircraft such as the X-15, which reached higher speeds but for short durations, the SR-71 needed to sustain its velocity for extended periods. Engineers also had to come up with creative solutions to protect the landing gear, which was housed inside fuel tanks to prevent the tires from melting. The Air Force reviewed 12 design proposals, ultimately selecting the final version in 1960. A year later, work began on a reconnaissance bomber variant called the YF-12A. However, some within the Air Force opposed it, favoring the much larger B-70 bomber. Despite this, Lockheed pressed on, and in December 1962, they were officially contracted to build the first 6 SR-71 aircraft. The first YF-12A prototype flew in August 1963, pushing the boundaries of aviation. However, development wasn't without its setbacks. The titanium construction was difficult to work with. The aircraft required a specialized fuel, and the engines initially had a habit of sucking up debris from the runway. On top of that, once it was operational, people complained that the sonic booms it produced were shattering windows and scaring livestock. Despite these challenges, the finished SR-71 took its first flight in late 1964 and entered service the following year. Though some had concerns about mid-air refueling, it became routine, with the aircraft being refueled thousands of times before its second retirement in 1998. The SR-71 frequently exceeded Mach 3, reaching a maximum safe operating speed of Mach 3.3 at altitudes of over 80,000 feet. While other aircraft could hit similar speeds, they could only maintain them briefly, making the SR-71 the undisputed speed champion of its time. As the Cold War ended, the SR-71 was retired, partly because satellites took over much of its reconnaissance role. But now Lockheed is working on a next-generation version, the SR-72, often called the Son of Blackbird. Thanks to its appearance in Top Gun Maverick, the aircraft has also earned the nickname Darkstar. Although the Darkstar seen in the movie was fictional, it was heavily inspired by real-world designs. The SR-72 name follows naturally from its predecessor, and the aircraft itself bears a striking resemblance to concept art released by Lockheed's secretive Skunk Works division, the same team behind the original SR-71. The real SR-72 was first announced in 2016, featuring a sleek, blended wing design with small control surfaces. A key hint that Lockheed is involved is the presence of the Skunk Works logo on concept images. Former Lockheed CEO Marillyn Hewson even confirmed that the company was working on a hypersonic aircraft capable of Mach 6. Although details remain classified, rumors suggest that a prototype may have been tested as early as 2017. The SR-71 remained secret for a decade, so it wouldn't be surprising if the SR-72 has been flying under the radar. Literally, what we do know is that the new aircraft is expected to be highly stealthy, capable of reaching speeds over Mach 6, around 4,000 miles per hour, and nearly impossible to intercept. Reports indicate that Lockheed has been testing a new scramjet engine developed in collaboration with Aerojet Rocketdyne that would allow the aircraft to accelerate from a standstill to hypersonic speeds using the same propulsion system. Engine tests reportedly began in 2017, but Lockheed has remained tight-lipped on the details. Interestingly, Top Gun Maverick may have given us a glimpse of what the SR-72 could look like. Lockheed worked closely with the film's production team, and the mock-up plane was so realistic that Chinese satellites reportedly changed course to capture images of it. According to producer Jerry Bruckheimer, the Chinese government was eager to gather any intelligence it could about the design. Some experts speculate that the SR-72 could be adapted into a hypersonic bomber, though this presents serious technical challenges. At Mach 6, accurately targeting and releasing a bomb would be nearly impossible. The aircraft would need a vast distance to turn, and it would require extremely powerful computers to calculate bomb trajectories from 80,000 feet. There's also the issue of opening a bomb bay at 4,000 miles per hour. Any structural weakness could cause catastrophic failure. Whether the SR-72 ultimately becomes a bomber or remains purely a reconnaissance aircraft, one thing is certain: its development will push the limits of aviation just as the SR-71 did before it. What do you think of the SR-71 and its potential successor? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Duty Diaries for more content like this.